One of the most iconic microphones, the Shure SM7B, now has a cheaper USB-powered sibling. But should you just save your cash and skip this microphone? What's up, everybody? This is Scott. Welcome back to another video. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing this guy right here, which is the Shure MV7, which is both an XLR and a USB microphone. Big thanks to my friends over at Shure for sending over this microphone and letting me try it out. Now, for this particular video, everything that you're hearing right now is being recorded on this microphone. No post-production at all, plugged directly into a Pixel 5, and the only thing that I might do is mess with the gain a little bit to make sure that it's not clipping. Now let's talk about the look and feel of this particular microphone. The MV7 is something that Shure comes out and says is perfect for recording in imperfect rooms. Now this particular microphone looks a lot like the legendary SM7B and is built like a freaking tank, so you can see where Shure is going with this design. And this tank has lots of branding on it, emblazoned right on the sides, and a lot of people are giving it some flack for it. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't mind that there's branding on it. However, I can completely understand where somebody would be like, yep, nope, I do not want that at all, blasted all over the sides of this particular microphone. Now, this is an all metal body construction, which includes the metal mount that you see here at the bottom, which you can either attach to a table mount boom arm or just like a regular boom arm or something like that. Now, let's talk about how this works. This particular microphone has the ability to be plugged in with XLR like you see here on the back, or it can be plugged in via USB, which I really like. And of course, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Of course, if you do have the ability to use XLR connection, say that you're recording in a studio or something like that, you can just plug in XLR, no big deal, don't have to worry about using the USB at all. Or you can swap between the two, or you can dual record USB and XLR. There is a lot of potential here using this particular microphone, and I love what Shure's trying to do here. But the very first thing that I gotta question Shure on is the fact that you're using USB micro, not USB-C or Lightning or anything like that. You're using USB micro as the connection for a $250 microphone. I'm going to let that slide for a minute because I truly believe that having micro USB in 2020 on a microphone that came out in 2020, I'm not sure I would have made that choice, but I do like that they included multiple cords with it. They included the USB-C connection and the USB-A connection. So I have this plugged directly into my Pixel 5, but with a camera adapter like this from the iPhone, you can just plug that directly into the iPhone as well. Long story short, I'm not sure that I would have made the choice to use micro USB at a $250 price point, but hey, it works amazing. So with that said, I'm not an audio engineer, and there are plenty of other YouTubers out there that's going to get into more details like technical bits and bytes of the microphone. The MV7 comes with voice isolation technology. Basically, it's a cardioid pattern that gives your voice a nice professional sound to it, even in a room that's not treated with sound dampening anything. Once you're recording, you can use the 3.5mm headphone jack that's in the bottom of the microphone to do some real-time monitoring on the mic itself. You can also adjust the headphone volume with the buttons at the top. You can also mix and monitor, also adjust the volume of the headphones when you're monitoring and mixing, all physically on the microphone, which I like a lot. In one of my previous videos, the Rode NT USB Mini, I had to use the device that it was plugged into to control the gain to make sure that I had the controls right and the sounds that I wanted out of the NT USB Mini. Having the controls on the mic is really nice. Now, this is a part of Shure's Motive branding, so let's talk about the Motive app. And this is where the microphone can really start to shine, because Shure has picked up on something that we talk a ton about in the smartphone industry, and that we're in a software game now. So using the Shure Plus Motive app for desktop, and also available on iOS and Android, it's going to give you a bunch of features specific to the MV7. You can activate the auto level mode. You can select your preferred voice tone, like bright or natural or dark. And you can even say how far away you are from the microphone. That way it can basically be tuned exactly how you're using it. Using the desktop app, you basically get a mix and match style, and you get the perfect style for you. And then once you find those settings, you can just save them and the microphone does all the work for you. And I really like the fact that Shure is taking the time to say, hey, I have this great iconic look from the SM7B, and now I want to make a smaller cousin or sibling in the MV7 and make it even better with some software enhancements that you can change on the fly. Now, before I get into the sound, I do want to say one thing that I did immediately out of the box. Talking with Digital Sling, my friend Jeff talked about the pop filter specifically that came with this particular headphone. I had heard that the pop filter was like out of the box, not very good or less than ideal. So even before I tried the one right out of the box, I switched it for this particular $14 cheap SM7B lookalike one to help with the plosives, the P's and the S sounds. I'll spoil this for you, but it's pretty much the only filter that you're going to want to buy, honestly, because it helps so much, and I will leave a link in the description below for that particular pop filter. Now, from a sound perspective, let's do a quick comparative read so you can hear what the microphone sounds like across a ton of different devices. Now, the first one right here is the MV7 plugged directly into the Pixel 5. Everything that you have heard has been shot completely on the Pixel 5 in terms of the audio perspective. But then I'm going to plug it in XLR to the Rodecaster Pro. I'm going to plug it into my MacBook so you can hear what that sounds like, plug it into my iPhone so you can hear what that sounds like, and obviously this is the Pixel 5. Note, there is no post-production at all on any of these. They're simply recorded over the device and then dropped into Final Cut Pro. Unique, New York. Unique, New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Unique, New York. Unique, New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Unique, New York. Unique, New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Unique, New York. Unique, New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Now, when I'm using the Rodecaster Pro, for me, once I got the sound dialed in on the Rodecaster Pro, it was super clear and it was just enough bass, but it was much less bass than that of the pod mic that I use all the time. I felt like my voice was really nice, crisp, and clear enough without the bass like muddying it up or anything else at all like that. And it doesn't mean that the pod mic is bad. I just really preferred the sound once I got the settings dialed in for the MV7. And pretty much on any of the other devices that you heard, once you get it dialed in, it's really, really good. Like I was able to do on the Pixel 5 and the MacBook, I was able to get a setting shown on the screen exactly how I wanted to be heard when I was doing the read. And you can do the exact same thing on iOS and like I did on the Android device, because you can just change the settings on the fly once the device is plugged in to either one of those things. At the end of the day, do I recommend this particular microphone? And honestly, as much as I love the microphone, it's really tough because it's going to be dependent upon your use case. I feel like Shure made a really awesome USB microphone that is a little bit too much in terms of a price point from a USB microphone perspective. However, it's also an XLR microphone. So with that logic, it should technically be worth it. However, you could, if you're just using it for XLR, save another $150 on top of that and put that with the $250 that you spend with this one and get the legendary SM7B. It's like a little bit more of like a weird place for this particular microphone to fall into, but I really love using this particular thing. It produces sound that I really love. I love the way that my voice sounds when I'm using it, and I love that I can interface directly with my Pixel device and create quality content using the Pixel phone. So all in all, would I recommend? I'm leaning more towards yes. There's a link in the description for pretty much everything that I talked about, including the adapter, this, that, and the other. So yeah, if you want to check it out, links in the description below. So that's it. That's all I have. As always, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below, and we will see you next time.